Hello, welcome to my channel, Anita Hotchkiss Fiber Art Designs. I'm Anita, and today I wanted to show you how you can set up a simple background for a wool applique design using cutouts. So a lot of you I know have, oops, sorry about that, have the Cricut or sizzix or acuquikt, one of those devices. I have the acuquikt Studio 2, and I have this particular design here. So this is what I'm going to use as my background. And I have cut two of these pieces, and you can just cut squares or rectangles or whatever. And then I cut another piece out of white because I had decided I was going to use my bears as my main focus for this particular piece. So then I just trimmed off the edge to make it look like a background. And because at the time I was working on this it was Valentine's Day, I decided to put a little heart in there, and I had some trees that I cut out. And so I will fashion them in here somehow as I get going on it. So there you can kind of see what the background's going to look at. Now you're probably wondering what's going on here. Well, you can use staples, that's what I use most of the time, to hold your pieces in place. And then you don't have the issue of catching your thread on pins. Now if you're doing felt, which is this wool felt that I'm using right now, I would not leave these in that long. If I were going to work on this tonight, I would probably staple it, and I wouldn't staple anything else unless I was going to work on it. Sometimes if you leave it in too long on wool felt, the little line won't totally disappear. But if you're using wool fabric that has been felted and you're using that for your appliques, then you have no need to worry. The staple holes will come out. So I'm going to start sewing down the background first, and I'm using white, and today this just happens to be Valdani white. And I'm going to move my camera down a little bit closer so you can see what I am doing. Hold on there we go. All right, so I've threaded a piece that's not more than my arm width apart. And because I'm going to catch this edge here in when I do both pieces together for the background, I'm actually going to start right about here on my white piece. So I'm going to turn this so you can see. And I'm going to, now I didn't put any staples in the background because I would generally start with bears first, but I wanted to show you, it would be a little easier to show you here. So I'm going to come up right at the edge, and then I'm going to take a little stitch, and I am going to go through both layers. Now this is the way I do it. It's not how everybody does it, but I'll come right back up where I went in, right here. And then I do a wraparound, kind of like you're going to make a knot, but only one time. I just find that for me, that holds that first stitch in place where I need it to be. So then, depending on your style, this just happens to be from years of wool appliquing. This is the depth of the stitch that I generally take, but you could mix it up. My niece takes really tiny little stitches. So You can make it uniform, you can make it more primitive looking. This is just how I do it. So I'm going to come over, it's probably about a 1/4 inch width, and then I'm going to come out right here at the edge. My thread is behind my needle, so when I pull that down, now I have it nice and secure. So let's do that again. I'm going to come over probably about a 1/4 inch, but again, you can do what you want. I'm going to come out right at the edge of the white. My thread is behind the needle, and I'm going to pull. And I'll do that all the way across my piece to the other side. You can see that we have our knots are on the back and our stitches. That's why I've cut the second piece, so that I can, once I have all of the, let's focus back out again. Once I have all of my elements on here, I will put these two together, and then I will do this same blanket stitch, buttonhole stitch, whatever you want to call it. I will go around the whole outside edge. So then you have nice, neat background. No stitches are shown. So I hope that that helps you, and I would encourage you to play around. Wool felt is nicer to work with than acrylic felt. It does lay nicer when you're working on projects. And cut out some pieces if you have different size shapes, and you could then make a very cool type of picture. Or this can lay on an end table or a stand of some kind. So have fun with it, and I'll talk to you later. Happy creating.